She cheated, I caught her, and she still thought I'd take her back. I never thought I'd be the guy who'd say this, but when my marriage ended, I felt relief. Not sadness, not heartbreak, just a quiet, almost shameful sense of peace. I'm 32 now. I used to be a cop until a back injury ended my career. It didn't happen on the job, just one of those freak things that changes everything overnight. I tried physical therapy. I pushed myself. But eventually I had to accept that I couldn't go back. So I took a different path, security consulting. It's quieter work, less physical strain. Not glamorous, but it pays the bills and lets me sleep at night. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep watching, because the best part's coming up next. I thought having more time and stability would bring me closer to my wife, Eileen. She's 35, worked in tech, mostly remote. We had been married for 6 years, and in the beginning she was everything: kind, compassionate, supportive. She nursed me through my injury, encouraged my career change, and made me believe I wasn't broken. But somewhere along the way, that woman disappeared. It started subtly: long hours on her phone, lost in a TikTok rabbit hole of relationship gurus and influencer couples with perfect lighting and fake smiles. At first, I thought, okay, everyone needs to unwind. But this was different. She wasn't just watching, she was absorbing. Her worldview began to shift, and with it, her expectations. One day, she suggested we start a couple's TikTok. She said my ex-cop turned consultant story would hook viewers. "We could blow up," she said, excited. I laughed at first, thinking it was a joke, but she was serious. When I gently declined, explaining I didn't want to turn our lives into content, she snapped, "You just don't want me to succeed." That's when the gaslighting began. Every little thing became a test I didn't know I was failing. If I didn't jump to her needs, I didn't truly love her. If I opened up about my own stress, she accused me of treating her like a therapist. I started to feel like a stranger in my own marriage. The woman who once made soup for me in bed when I couldn't walk was now throwing around terms like weaponized incompetence because I put a dish in the wrong cabinet. Still, I tried. God, I tried. I doubled down. Flowers, dates, surprise vacations. I pulled every romance lever I could think of. But it never mattered. She'd scoff or compare me to some influencer who rented a yacht for his girlfriend. I felt like I was competing with a fantasy, and I was losing. But then, things clicked into place. Her behavior changed again. She started hiding her phone screen. The sound was always off now, and she would chuckle to herself, texting. And when I walked near, the thumb flicked, always too fast, like a magician hiding a trick. Then came the lies. She'd say she worked from home all day, but her car had moved. Not much, just a few inches or a foot, but enough for me to know it had been driven. I didn't confront her. I just watched, observed. The part of me that used to be a cop started piecing it together. I hoped I was wrong. I wanted to be wrong. But I wasn't. I waited until she fell asleep and went through her phone. It didn't take long. Instagram DMs. A guy. Smooth messages. Flirty banter. Pictures. And confirmation. They'd only been physically together for 2 weeks, but the emotional betrayal, that had started long before. I felt nothing. That's the part that scared me. I wasn't angry, just hollow. Still, I needed proof. So I planned it out like an operation. I cleared a day from work, waited near the guy's house, camera ready. She showed up right on time. I watched her kiss him. They went in, came out together, left, got coffee, returned. I got all the photos I needed. 3 hours later, they walked out again. Clothes wrinkled, hair tousled. No questions about what had happened in there. That was the first moment it actually hurt. Not because I still loved her. I didn't. But because I remembered loving her. And now I was watching her leave another man's bed. The next day I filed for divorce. I already had a lawyer ready. All that was left was the confrontation. When I got home, she was in the kitchen, smiling at her phone like nothing was wrong. I stood across from her, silent. She looked up and jumped, surprised to see me. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I just said, "I know. I've known for a while. We're done." She looked stunned, then furious. "So that's it? You're just gonna give up on us? Like what you see? Click like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. Let's keep going." I said nothing. Let the silence push her to talk, and she did. She said that a real man would have fought for her, would have gone after the other guy. That I never loved her, that this proved it. I wanted to laugh, but I didn't. Instead, I pulled out my phone and told her I was recording, for legal protection. That shut her up quickly. The camera made her aware of herself. And when she finally did speak again, it was to say that she hadn't given up, that she still wanted me, that she just needed me to learn how to treat her right. I asked her why she hadn't just told me that, why she skipped straight to betrayal instead of communicating. Her answer? A TikTok influencer told her, "If you have to teach a man how to love you, he doesn't love you." That's when I knew she was gone. Not physically, mentally, emotionally. Gone. Swallowed whole by some manufactured fantasy of what love was supposed to look like. I walked out of that house a free man. I blocked her, gave her my lawyer's contact, refused any communication outside of legal channels. She tried calling, texting, even emailing, but I never responded. The divorce was brutal. For her. My lawyer tore through her lies using every piece of evidence I had. The photos, the messages, the video. The judge ruled overwhelmingly in my favor. She looked shell-shocked. I felt nothing, just tired. But the story wasn't quite over. A year later, I'd moved to a new place. Business was booming. My back was stronger thanks to regular lifting. I was in the best shape of my life. Still single, but not lonely. I found peace in solitude, peace in rebuilding. Then one day, she showed up. Eileen, at my doorstep. I opened the door and barely recognized her. She looked tired, worn, like someone who'd lost the spark she used to chase. She hugged herself like she was cold. She said, "Hey," like we were old friends, told me I looked good. I didn't return the compliment. She didn't ask to come in. She knew better. She told me what happened after the divorce. Moved in with her affair partner, thought he was the bold, passionate guy she'd always wanted. But he turned out to be cruel. He told her no one else would want her, said she was used goods. She stayed, out of guilt, out of pride, out of fear. Until he dumped her for a younger woman. She cried as she told me this, said she made a mistake, that she wasn't thinking straight, that she'd had everything with me and threw it away. Then she said she wanted to get back together. I didn't yell. I didn't insult her. I just laughed. Then I told her she'd be waiting until we were both dead before I ever considered it. And I shut the door. That was the last time I saw her. Moving on from a 6-year marriage is like peeling off a piece of yourself. But staying in something broken, with someone who doesn't respect you, that's worse. Eileen let fantasy ruin reality. She traded loyalty for illusions. And when the glitter faded, she came crawling back. But I was already gone. If you're in a relationship where you're being gaslit, blamed, or disrespected, don't ignore it. Don't waste your love on someone who doesn't value it. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Just walk away, because you deserve peace. And I promise you this, there are clear skies on the other side of the storm. You know, it's wild how easily people can throw away something real in search of something fake. This man gave everything, his time, his love, his patience, and got betrayed in return. And the saddest part? She didn't even realize what she had until it was already gone. I think there's a lesson here about boundaries, self-worth, and recognizing when love turns into manipulation. Because at the end of the day, if someone makes you feel like you're never enough, no amount of effort will ever satisfy them. If you're ever in a relationship where you're doing all the giving and none of the receiving, ask yourself, is this love or just a slow drain on your soul? Thanks for hanging out with us here on Our Space. If this story hit home or made you feel any kind of way, drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another story from the heart. And hey, share this with someone who needs a little reminder that self-respect is always worth the fight. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.